The seasons are changing, and this might be the most important time for you to consider a change with your training if you're an ultra runner or, in that fact, a long distance runner. The common mistake out there ultra runners make is continuing to place too much emphasis on developing endurance and strength endurance and applying more and more long runs. In fact, one of the biggest misconceptions out there in ultra running development is as you continue to get more and more experience, as you train more and more, the thought is that now you can race harder. That's completely false. Your race effort is all relative to the distance. So the idea that you want to foster your training to be able to race harder is false and will steer you wrong. We want to improve our potential, so then when you're out there racing, your appropriate race effort and intensity and speed is faster. You want to develop that speed first so you can improve your race speed rather than making your race speed harder. We don't want to increase the intensity. We want to increase your speed at appropriate intensities for your race. Cardiovascular fitness is important, but maybe there's something more important, is continuing to improve and train our musculoskeletal system and our neuromuscular system for ultra running. When was the last time you had to stop because you were out of breath? It's always how the body's feeling. We've got to place more emphasis on this. The key to ultra running success is being able to run as well as possible for as long as possible. Quite often, Eddie the Eagle is usually in this tree, but not this morning. Maybe it's a little chilly for him. Maybe he's not ready for it. So if placing too much emphasis on endurance all the time leads to a plateau and doesn't allow you to improve your potential, what do we need to do? How do we improve our musculoskeletal system? Well, it's over the winter. It's that season before the real season starts. We can look at getting faster at 1 mile. I talk about this a lot of times. Improving your 1 mile is going to improve your potential across the board. What if we build such a fabulous musculoskeletal system that you're able to run faster later in the race? Or maybe now you can make the cutoff times. Or maybe your walk becomes a run because you've improved the way your muscles function. And a lot of this might sound counterintuitive to ultra running training or endurance training, but it's a key foundation and something we should do as a development process before we get into the meat of our season. And something new and fun to do during the winter. So now that you're coming off your season, get some recovery, get some rejuvenation time, take some time off structure, but then look to develop your speed, your potential, what I call your raw speed. Go into a training phase where you look to improve your 1 mile time, and then take that into your traditional endurance building as you approach your season. I mentioned our muscular skeletal system, our ability to run efficiently for longer and longer. Again, maybe it's an easy run that used to be a walk later in your race. How do we accomplish this? Long endurance training, the typical foundation training that long distance runners do, develop larger muscle fibers, especially if we're running long and steady. That's strength endurance. We want to go back and apply a foundation of strength and speed and then apply it to strength endurance later. So one thing you can do to create this efficiency, instead of continuing to layer on endurance and building larger muscle fibers, we want to recruit more muscle fibers. We want to invite more muscle fibers to the party. The bigger the party, the better. Not bigger muscle fibers, more muscle fiber. How do we do that? We train neuromuscular. We train the neuromuscular system, the skeletal system of how your muscles work in unison with your body and creating equilibrium with how your body works and how your muscles work. So we take the tug and pull away of all that tightness that you have. So much goes into this that's so crucial for endurance and ultra runners, but it sounds counterintuitive. At the end of this video, I'm going to post a workout I do during the winter. Try this out. This is all neuromuscular. Okay, it's going to train your body to recruit more muscle fibers. So it's going to help you create less fatigue later in the race because you're using more muscle fiber. It's going to help your endurance. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. And this style of training will also prepare your legs for the demands of trail running. Eccentric loading, isometric strength, all that is key for allowing you to continue to run well longer and longer into the run, into the race when you're on trails. So try out the workout at the end of the video. And finally, a great way to continue to train this musculoskeletal system is to take a few runs during the winter and run in a very, very minimal shoe. Keep these runs easy. This is what I call strength running. So every step is a form of strength training, and with the minimal environment of the shoe, you're training your body to work as a unit. You're firing muscles in a concise, proper way. You're training your muscles to fire and work in unison with each other. And like I mentioned, every step can be a form of strength training from the foundation up, from our feet up. So see these minimal shoe runs as a form of strength training. They shouldn't be hard. And what this also does is it helps you to hone your cadence early in the season, which gives way to a quicker and better ground contact strike while you're out for very long runs later in the year. We want to reduce our ground contact time, especially in ultra running. We want to spend as less time on the ground as possible with each step. And training in a minimal shoe environment will help you to hone a shorter, more efficient stride and hone that cadence, and allows you to get off that foot quicker. Okay? And doing this early season will give you the patience without thinking you've got to be out doing longer runs where maybe the real minimal shoe environment's not for you. And then pick the shoe that's right for the distance and for the terrain as you get into more of the meat of the season. All right, that's all I got for you today. Try that out. Again, remember, if it's counterintuitive, it might be exactly what you need to do. Over and out from Jackson Hole. And again, run strong, run free. Be a courier, pass on this video. See ya.